G'day and welcome to the first video on the cross method. In this video I will teach you how to factorize what we call quadratic trinomials, or quadratics, or sometimes we call these kinds of things parabolas, always with a highest power of 2. I'm going to explain to you how you factorize these things. You may not understand this until we actually do a couple, but just sort of hang in there and see if you can follow what I'm trying to do. What I'm looking for is I need to put a cross down here. This is called the cross method, and what I'm going to do with this is I'm going to put some numbers or some letters on each of the points of the cross, and these are going to help us to factorize this. Now I need to tell you that this one here, the number or the letter that I put there multiplied by the number or letter that I put here, that multiplied by that needs to equal the first term. Okay, the first term being x squared. Okay, that's the first term. This that I'm going to put here multiplied by this one that I'm going to put here, those two multiplied together need to end up being the third term. Okay, so I've got the first term and I've got the third term. Now here's a little bit of a tricky thing. This one up here multiplied by this one down here will give me something, and this one down here multiplied with this one up here will give me something, and those two added together need to equal the second term. Okay, and if all of those things work, then I can factorize it. Okay, let me actually do it with an equation, because this one it can get very abstract when we're just dealing with things that we don't understand. So let me rub out all that, which I'll do. There we go, just give me a second. Righto, let's actually do it for this one here. So I'm going to put my cross out there, and I'm going to say that this one here will be x, and this one here will be x, because x times x is x squared. Most commonly, with this semester anyway, these two things here will be x and x. In fact, I think they'll always be x and x. Next semester they might change a little bit, but for this semester it will be x and x. Now these two numbers here, now when I think about 6, I could think about 6 and 1, and I could also think about 3 and 2. The other things I could think about is -6 and -1, -3 and -2. There's actually lots of different combinations, and the question is, how do I know which combination it is? Well, that's when I need to use my little system that I had before, when I do this one up here multiplied by that one down there, which is 1x, and this one here multiplied by this one here, which is 6x, and then add those two together, I actually get 7x, which is not the right answer. So therefore I need to change those numbers. I'll rub those out. I need to change these numbers here to, I'll show you the right answer this time, 2 and 3. Because x times 3 is 3x, and x times 2 is 2x. Those two added together equals 5x. So that's good. So I'm just going to get rid of the 1 and the 6. So these two numbers here should be 2 and 3. And then what I might do is I might just rub out all of this stuff here, just so we don't get too confused about it all. Now once I've got those two numbers, then I simply circle the top and circle the bottom. It gets a little bit messy after a while, but hopefully you can see that there. And I write those two circles in brackets here. It becomes x plus 2 and x plus 3. Now if I expand this bracket, I'll get back to the start, where I had in the start, but that is essentially how to factorize these things. Okay, now let me have a go at the next one. And sorry, just before I do, choosing the numbers here, 2 and 3, 6 and 1, 1 and all those sort of things, it's really trial and error. There's no quick way of doing it. You'll get better at doing them when you can start doing them in your head, but there's no real quick way of doing it. It's just sort of trial and error. So draw a big X, I'll put these two, a big cross I should say, and then these two things are x and x. 77, okay, so the numbers that it could be, 7 and 11, or -7, -11, 77, 1, all of those sorts of things. But I can see fairly quickly that 18x is just going to be 7x plus 11x. So I'm going to put that there, and I'll put that there. Okay, and then hopefully you can see that, because if I get x times 11, I get 11x, and I get x times 7 is 7x, add those two together, I get 18x, so I am happy with that. Okay, you get better at doing these, the more you do them. So that becomes x plus 7, x plus 11. And I'm quite happy with myself because I'm able to do quadratic trinomials. Hopefully you've been able to understand that as well. In the next video, I'll have a look at example 3 and example 4. So thanks for watching.